Okay, so here you have the fourth exercise. We have this graph, and the first thing you have to decide is the kind of motion we have. So the first thing when you want to know the kind of motion of the graph is noticing what we are representing in the axis. Okay, in this case we are representing the speed. Okay, here the time, the speed versus the time. Okay, so if we are representing the speed and we obtain a straight line, that means that we are having different values of the speed. Okay, the speed is changing. That means that we have a uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, the second thing they ask us is the acceleration. Okay, as we have a uniformly accelerated motion, we are going to have an acceleration. I remind you that the acceleration is how the speed is changing with the time. Okay, and we calculate the acceleration this way: final speed minus initial speed divided by the time. Okay, so what we need to know is what is the final speed, what is the initial speed, and what is the time that it takes changing from this initial speed to this final speed. Okay, so for the initial speed, we are going to take the first speed we have, the first point of our graph. In this case, 0. 0 is the initial speed. For the final speed, we are going to take the final point, the last point we have in our graph. In this case, this point. This is 30 meters per second. Okay, so the final speed is 30 meters per second. And the time it takes to go from 0 to 30 meters per second, at the beginning the time is 0. When the speed is 30 meters per second, the time is 12 seconds. So the time it takes to go from here to here is 12 seconds, okay? So the time, 12 seconds. So we make the substitution of this data in the equation and we obtain this. The acceleration is the final speed, 30 meters per second, minus the initial speed, 0 meters per second, divided by the time, 12. So we make this operation 30 minus 0 divided by 12, and we obtain 2.5. What is the unit for the acceleration? Meters per, the unit of time is second, but as it is an acceleration, square seconds. Okay, that is all.